I spent too much of my dark youth in that dark place, watching celluloid lives as the world passed me by. The Prince of the Park Theater. Gone for so long now, and you too, my father. Not a single plaque or brass or stone marks where so many have lives passed through, mine too, on weekends. Saturday nights and rainy Sunday afternoons. Holidays and matinees at noon. Double features, showing continuously into the gloomy night. Sitting alone in the dark balcony or with friends in the first row, arching our heads back to watch. The crackling static of the film booming over us. And one time, with you, Father, gone for so long now. My mother worked in the ticket booth, a glass front coffin on weekends, doling out small yellow cardboard tickets through a metal slot. She worked from noon till 9, on weekends, when the last show went on, and I would go with friends or alone, it didn't matter. At least I was not home. I would stay mesmerized through the last show, both days. There was a single ticket booth in front, beneath the marquee lighted each night, though bulbs were blown and titles misspelled. And on either side, a row of thick glass doors, covered with red velvet curtains leading into the lobby of the old movie house, where Ernie waited, rocking back on his heels, on the frayed rug, just inside the door. A Spartan guard. His thick, calloused hands grabbing relentlessly at the yellow ticket stubs, one after another, tearing them in half like a machine. Admit one. Admit one. Admit. My mother was the queen of the ticket booth, and I was the prince of the Park Theater. My reign so short. I spent too much of my dark youth in that dark place, watching celluloid lives as the world passed me by. The prince of the Park Theater. The ruler of so many short subjects. So many times hypnotized and dreaming. It had been a real theater once. Vaudeville and minstrels paraded across its stage. There was even an orchestra pit up front, where running in the dark you could slip and fall in. Some did, and the audience would clap and laugh, hooting on cue, as if there were some routine, straight out of vaudeville show, some poor, unsuspecting soul tumbled down below. I was mesmerized, it seems, held to that huge screen, watching real but not real.
Hello?
From Saturday noon until Sunday night when my mother was through. Bless me, Father, for I confess I watched Hercules Unchained 15 times. The Fly.
There you are, my dear.
10. Help me! Help me! Jason and the Argonauts. 15. Tom Thumb. 8. Machine Gun Kelly. 17. And the Vikings. Just once. With you, my father. Dead and gone for so long now. I had no place else to go except the shows on weekends at the Grand Old Park Theater.
Hello. You will listen, John. First, you will obey me and do precisely what I say. You will listen. Listen, John. Obey my every command.
Finally, if we are to win the battle that is now going on around the world between freedom and tyranny, the dramatic achievements in space which occurred in recent weeks should have made clear to us all, as did the Sputnik in 1957, the impact of this adventure on the minds of men everywhere who are attempting to make a determination of which road they should take. Finally, if we are to win the battle that is now going on around the world between freedom and tyranny, the dramatic achievements in space which occurred in recent weeks should have made clear to us all, as did the Sputnik in 1957, the impact of this adventure on the minds of men everywhere.
You'll take me with you, won't you? You will, won't you? Or am I crowding you?
What do you mean, crowding me?
Have a good time.
I had no place else to go except the shows on weekends at the grand old Park Theater on Broadway. An old-fashioned movie house made of stucco and glass and red velvet curtains and purple drapes running down its huge walls. Rows of hard, broken seats with narrow, sticky aisles where you could barely fit your knees and your feet stuck to the floor. Great white sandstone Greek columns held up the walls, waiting for Victor Mature as Samson to emerge between them. A huge, glittering chandelier with clinking glass icicles hung overhead like a falling meteor, up against the very edge of night and flickering movie lights. The buttered popcorn smell rising like a mist in this dark auditorium of heads and hands, young girls and boys, lovers and madmen, huddled in the dark, watched over by the meteor and levitated balcony.
You're the only one who's been to the top of the mountain of death. Tell them what happened to you there. Speak out. Tell us whether or not...
I was so terrified I was robbed of my senses. I came to after a while, and I found I was alone.
Your experience only confirms the fact that it will not be easy for us to win.
I think it's useless.
I spent too much of my dark youth in that dark place, watching celluloid lives as the world passed me by. The Park Theater, gone for so long now, and my father too. Only once did I go with you, my father. I sat in that dark place 2 rows down from you, even though you asked to go together. You were sick then, having been to the doctors and diagnosed. You asked to go with me that rainy Sunday afternoon. So unlike you, but you were not yourself then. We both walked past Ernie, together in the lobby, like visiting royalty, into that dark place with meteors and flying carpets. I was so afraid of losing you in that dark place, watching the Vikings. So afraid of being seen with you. Afraid that you would die there beside me in your chair, with your old felt hat still on, Fred shining his beam of light at you. I told you I could not see that far back where you wanted to sit with me, on the outside row, so sat 2 rows down from you, in the last seat near the aisle, waiting for death to come like a stumbling usher up the aisle, waving his death ray at you. I was so afraid you would slip away from me in that dark place, and I wouldn't know what to do. So I sat away from you. You never complained, not even when you finally died later in that hospital, and I came to visit you. I could see in your eyes how much you loved me then, and how glad you were I came. He did not mind me sitting 2 rows down in the dark place, or at least did not show it. And how very proud you were, still, of a son like me who spent too much time at the movies and smoked cigarettes when no one could see me. How much you loved this unforgiving son. I was so angry and disappointed that you were not like my celluloid heroes up on that screen those long weekends, bigger than life, braver than brave, fearless and wise. But most of all, terrified that at the end of your real life, you would not come back to me continuously playing and forever saying your lines.
You don't think too bad about me when I'm gone.
I remember you held my hand that last day in that cold hospital before you died and cried, and I could do nothing and hated myself for it. How I longed to be in that dark place, safe from this world, even 2 rows down from you.
Aim for the heart, gentlemen.
Come on, Paul.
J. North Conway is now a man wanted by justice.
Nice work back there, kid. But here's where me and you split. Don't beat it. Good luck. Hope you find what you're looking for.
Is that you, Dad? Dad? Dad?
Hey, kid, wait a minute.
B-47. I-19. Jeez.
Bingo! I got bingo!
Where are you, Dad? Dad, come look at this. Over here, Dad. Dad, check this out.
This is history. Honey, that's a guinea pig, but it's dying. It's gone. What do you think now? Wow. Where did that come from?
Told you never to press that button.
Rocks. They go on forever. Who comes to space and finds rocks? Rocks, rocks, rocks everywhere. Goddamn rocks.
Dad?
Sorry, sport. I haven't seen your father.
I'm over here, Dad. How come you can't hear me?
I remember. The fate that overtook those who dared to rebel is even worse than the destiny we face.
Is that you, Dad? Dad? Dad, come over here.
Your Highness, I present J. North
hear me?
Conway. He is in search of his
Where
father.
are you?
Yes, there exists a man, one who's so marvelous, whose courage and whose strength have allowed him to overcome any danger that threatens.
Silence, you old fool. You'll only destroy yourself.
Samara, my queen, I beseech you. You know it's the only hope we have, so don't take it.
You dare to make threats. Get out, or for you it'll be too late.
Lady of the day, lady. Look at these becks, look at these becks, look at these becks. John, stop fooling about and come with me to the high hills. I think I have a lead on your father.
Dad. Dad, over here. Is that you, Dad?
Son? This time I just don't know. It seems the demons got me cold.
Come on, Dad. You can get him. You just gotta try, Dad. I know you can do it.
I'm not sure what to do, son, 'cause I'm just gonna quit.
I'm not doing anything, Dad. If you're not gonna do anything, I'm leaving.
I'll see you some other day.
Oye, viejo, ¿has visto un gringo pasar por aquí mucho, muy apurado? Sí, capitán. Un hombre muy malo. Y se fue por ahí. Y no traía zapatos. No shoes, ¿ah? ¿Es aquel su caballo? Sí, señor. Y se llevó el mejor de los míos. Te pagó, ¿no? Sí, mi jefe. A ver, ¿cuánto? Poco.
Why did you quit?
Well, maybe he goes back to find the shoes.
Big meeting. Hey, kid, wait a minute. What are you looking at? Anything we need to be looking at? We've got science where we are. We'll check it out with science.
That's what we need to do. We're handing out remote controls here. I want you to take one. All right? We got another one here.
Where are you? Dad, come over here. How come you can't hear me?
And then the robots. You have to be careful of the robots.
I was doing great. Next thing you know, I found myself in this pile of rocks. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. John, your father, he has a message. He escaped. He is back home at 52 Linden. You must take the spaceship back home. He is waiting for you in his old felt hat and his favorite chair.
Come on, you can do it. Come on. You can do it. You got it. Come on. You can do it.
Strange lizards are attacking.
Hit him with that camera you got.
I got hot feet. Ah!
Watch him, kid.
John, lead us to the spaceship.
Jack Conway, you were wanted over dinner. Jack Conway.
Oh my God. A creepy woman's face. Did you notice? From another planet. Hey Jack, do you see these ladies? Look at them. They're everywhere. Oh, I'm taking this home. I'm taking it home. Come with me. We're taking it home. Oh my God, and then look at them. Ah, my knee. Oh, hey. Oh my God, they're everywhere. Oh my God, and then look at them. They're everywhere. Pull your feet in, God damn it, we're out of here.
I'm sure glad we're leaving that planet with all the beautiful women and the rocks. There's nothing like sleeping in space. I don't know what it is. As soon as I get in there, bang, not like a light. Cowards, heathens, misogynistic bastards, every last one of them. Mostly fruitless and fruitlessly hopeless. John, we need a cameraman. Someone, I don't know, brave enough to beam an image back to the mothership for a safe route home. Do you know anyone brave, John? It's unbelievable. It's working. Nothing ever works.
Oh, Red's lost again.
He's doing it.
1, 2, 3, 4.
J. North Conway, you are now wanted home for dinner. J. North Conway, you are now wanted home for dinner.
2. Hey, everybody. Check this out. Look, we're all outside and it's space and we're having a good old time.
Shut the light off, kid. I'm trying to get some rest back here.
I spent too much of my dark youth in that dark place, watching celluloid lives as the world passed me by. The prince of the Park Theater. Gone for so long now. And you too, my father. Sitting alone in the balcony or in the first row or 2 rows down. Sitting by myself at the kitchen table in the early morning. I too have lived a long time alone. The Park Theater gone now, torn down. The glistening chandelier hangs in the vestibule of an apartment complex these days. I sit here, the prince of the Park Theater, waiting for coming attractions.
My friend, can your heart stand the shocking facts about grave robbers from outer space?
You're a 3-time loser, Tony.
1,000 years have passed since the collapse of industrial civilization. A toxic jungle now spreads, spewing poison into the air. The 7 days of fire scorched the earth and left it a sea of decay. And humans know not why spend their days mired as prey. Powers of darkness search, breaking the twilight light. A disrespectful ghost reflecting like a mirror, showing humanity what it fears the most. Things aren't always what they seem. Submit to the present evil. Let's tolerate the one before you. I know what you mean. I'm sorry that it isn't equal. hard to contemplate death now that your enemy is your friend. Destiny's never wrong, selecting the one who possesses that certain exception. Under the fated mistake.
Greetings, my friend. We are all interested in the future, for that is where you and I are going to spend the rest of our lives. And remember, my friend, future events such as these will affect you in the future. You are interested in the unknown, the mysterious, the unexplainable. That is why you are here. And now, for the first time, we are bringing to you the full story of what happened on that fateful day.